Hey peoples, what up? It's your girl Crystal.
Hey everybody, it's Tanisha.
And this is another episode of She Laughs. Hope all of you enjoyed our last episode about spiritual warfare. It definitely has been something I've been delving into more even since we talked about it. And we'll talk about that again later. But tonight's topic, T.
It is learning how to be still. Still. S-T-I-L-L. Still.
Ooh, that's a word right there. Because a lot of us don't know how to be still just for ourselves.
I was going to say, a lot of us don't know how to be still in motion.
I don't even think, like, not even just be still. We don't even know how to have a moment to ourselves and just be quiet.
That's a part of being still.
Yes. Like, sometimes it's good to turn off everything, not just your TV or your music. Turn off your phone. And I think most importantly, and what we're going to touch on is turning off your brain.
Yes.
You're actually able to do that, people.
Yeah, learning how to do that.
Shut it off.
So the definition of the word still is devoid of or abstaining from motion, calm, tranquil, free from noise or turbulence. And I like that they use the word turbulence. That one's pretty big.
Yes. So I guess we can go into like how has it come, or how did you learn to be still? Because I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of times, what I'll say for me is people tell us to do stuff, be still, but they don't really
give you proper instruction
on how to accomplish
examples.
that.
Yeah. I guess I had to get down to, first I had to figure out why I needed to be still. Because you hear it as kind of a cliche phrase in the church, and then you realize, no, that is actually scripture. Be still and know that I am God. Okay, well, what does that mean? And then I had to dissect, okay, he's asking me to be still. So you want me to do nothing? No, that's not what I mean. What got explained to me was, when I'm telling you to be still, I'm telling you to let go of your concerns and stop fighting.
Yes.
Okay, God, let go of my concerns, stop fighting. A lot of times we have the idea of, if I don't, then who will?
Ooh, you said something then.
That is our main problem. Our thought process says, well, if I don't fill in the blank, then who will? The answer is, he will.
Yep.
As simple as that sounds, we don't get it. Because we forget to be still and know. Then I would ask, do you really know who he is?
I would say no. A majority of people don't, because a majority of people don't actually read their word, if they're honest.
Yes, they don't. To find out exactly who he is. And then I ask, okay, even if you don't read your word, do you know who he is to you? Do you have experiences that you can bring back to remembrance of who he is to you? What has he done for you? What has he done in the lives of others around you? So that is a way to understand who he is. Also, believe. A lot of times we believe God, but we do not believe who he is. So you can know who he is and still not believe it. Yes. Christians, I'm talking to you. You can believe and still, you can know and still not really believe him.
It's kind of like, how I want to say this? It's kind of like knowing the job of what a surgeon does, but not knowing how to actually do it yourself.
Yes. You know who the surgeon is. You know how to contact the surgeon. You know what you need the surgeon for, and then you leave the rest in the surgeon's hands.
Exactly. But if you don't believe or trust in that surgeon, you're not going to put your life in his hands.
Basically, it is a control issue.
Yes.
Yet again.
That's what it boils down to.
You got to be in control at all times. Mm-hmm. And then I would ask you why.
It's a false sense of security.
Absolutely, it's false.
And this is speaking, I've said it numerous times on this show. I know I can be a control freak. That was something that I had to give up and still continuously daily have to give up in my walk with God. However, it's such a false sense of security to think that I am able to control everything going on around me when I really don't know the mindsets of everyone around me. No. I don't know the circumstances going on in the background. I don't know what's going on over here in this country or over in the next state. I don't know. I can't see into the future. So for me to actually think that I can control.
You know how people, they give an excuse of that to say, well, I know I don't know everything, but I can properly plan. No, you can't. Let's just cut that short and sweet.
Because here's the thing, you don't know what life is going to throw at you.
No, you do not at all. So it's good to try, but sometimes you just need to react.
Yes.
And then you need to have the sensibility to know, okay, I reacted poorly. Let's fix that.
Give yourself grace to do so.
Yes, because you don't know how. You're going to be upset. You're going to be hurt. You're going to be in your feelings. It's gonna happen, and you trying to prevent yourself from having those emotions causes way more trouble. It'll be easier if you just let yourself feel those feelings, and you be able to basically move on with your life after that. But preventing it causes more havoc in your life. So be still, believe, and then be ready.
I would say, for me, learning how to be still, yes, came from one, God actually putting me in a place where I had no other choice but to be still. Because sometimes he will actively coach you along so you'll make the choice. For y'all who made the choice, like, yes, I'm gonna be still, and actively did that, congratulations. Some of us, like myself, who are stubborn,
don't. But here's the thing, there are also some of us who don't make the choice at all.
No.
And you assume that you wiggled your way out of it.
No.
Indecision is a decision.
Ooh.
Sorry. Being indifferent was your choice. There is the gray area exists, and there it is.
I don't know who she's talking to, but she's talking right. She's talking right.
So you can't go off of that. Well, I just won't. Okay, then that was your decision. You did it.
You made a choice.
You made the choice. And a lot of times, even though he'll give you the grace that, I'm trying to think of what Stephen Furtick called it, I like what he called it, but I call it the all right then grace. Where you just are hell-bent on doing things your way, and he just stand back and say, all right then.
Yes, he will do that for a time. And then there are some times where he literally puts you in a situation where you have no other choice but to be still.
Yes, he will actually, and this is the thing I love about him, he creates the valley for you to sit in.
Yes.
You think you're losing your mind, you're not.
Yes.
He literally created it because he needs you to get a lesson learned. So he created it.
So it's not always the enemy. Stop giving the devil more credit than what he deserves.
And sometimes it's neither. Sometimes it's not the devil, and sometimes it's not God. Sometimes it's just poor decision making on your part. You did something just real stupid. Just throw your hands up and said, really, honestly, this is funny, but it's not, because there are some people who refuse to admit that was real stupid that I just did. Mm-hmm. You want to call all kind of curses and hexes and act as if the devil's just out to get you? No, ma'am. No, sir. That was you. It's called decisions and consequences. So, no, that's not how that goes. Stop fighting. Stop fighting, because you are fighting yourself.
And what we mean by fighting is this. When you know God has literally given you a foreshadowing of where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to do, it's almost like a quick illumination of just a single spot in your life. And so now you decide, okay, in order to get to that spot, I have to do this, and this. Now, some things are up for you to do, okay? There are some things that you are supposed to do to work and get to that, but not everything. Sometimes he is literally trying to give things to you.
Sometimes he's not. Sometimes it's not time for you to have it yet.
That too.
He needs to prepare you for whatever it is he's prepared. You aren't ready to attain that yet. You haven't grown into that yet.
True.
Why would you give an infant a size 12-month outfit? They haven't grown into it yet. Doesn't mean they can't have it. Doesn't mean it's not theirs. They're simply not ready for that yet. So sure, there are things he wants to give you, and those times are awesome and amazing. But there are times where he's not trying to give it to you right now.
He's just trying to grow you up.
You need to grow up. That's it. You need to grow up. There's a process that has to be done. There's some growth that needs to be done. There's some actual feelings that needs to be done. There's some obedience that needs to be learned. It's not time for you to have it yet. Period.
But I guess the biggest thing is, and I think on subject, but not really, because I really want people to understand how to be still. Because a lot of us, once again, a lot of us say that, but we don't know how. And we're literally telling you, you have to still your thoughts.
Yes.
You have to still your actions, because here's the thing. I have gotten to the point with God where until he tells me to take a specific action, if I don't feel him leading or prompting me to do it, I'm not going to do it 9 times out of 10.
Yes.
Okay. Now, and a lot of people, it's very hard to not make an action. A lot of us want to be very active and react very quickly.
Because the world says grind.
Hustle.
If the door won't open, knock it down.
Yes. And sometimes it's not your door to knock down. He says, what I place before you an open door. So there means I don't have to knock on it. I ain't even got to turn the doorknob. It's already open. And a lot of us don't know how to do that. And that's what he means by be still. It's not a you can't have it sometimes. It's not an outright no. Sometimes he just wants you to relax.
Relax. Cast all cares unto him. Worry for nothing.
We try to figure things out. We have a list that runs down in our mind, and he is literally saying, I want to take all of that. Stop making the list. Stop trying to figure out scenario A to scenario B and going back to scenario D all the way up to Z. Like stop trying to figure out all possible outcomes, because you are literally and physically running yourself ragged. You are making yourself crazy because you are trying to analyze all of the millions of possibilities that could happen.
Yes.
And here's the thing. Out of a million possibilities, there is only one correct choice. And he's working on that. And that's why he says to be still your mind, still your thoughts. Stop trying to figure everything out. It is good to have a plan, but that plan is not going to be anything if you don't allow God the grace to come in and shift things around.
The way he wants to.
Thank you.
The way he wants to.
Because you can have the best plans, best laid out plans, and it don't work. And you're wondering why it doesn't work.
And you forcing it to work is not going to work. You're forcing it. You're forcing it.
And here's the thing. So many of us will go out and get agreement from other people as to why this plan should have worked.
Can I just take a moment to say you all need to be careful who you get your counsel from? Because all those that are for you are not always for you. They can be used in many ways. Judas, by heart, was not an evil person. He was just used. So you need to be careful who you're speaking to about whatever issues or trials or tribulations you may be going through, whatever heartache or hard time you're dealing with. You need to be very specific in who you're speaking to about that. Because some people are leading you into destruction.
I don't know how many times I've had people come to me and go through their lists or their agendas or their plans that are amazing plans. They got I's dotted, T's crossed. And they come and they say, well, I talked to so-and-so, they agreed with me. I talked to so-and-so, they agree with me. Everybody in my circle agrees with me. And part of me almost wants to be like, do you not have one person that don't agree with you? I'm a little skeptical.
That when you have everybody agree. I usually always ask, well, did you pray about it? And
True.
I know before I ask the answer to the question. And believe it or not, it's not a no. Most people say yes. And then I just laugh to myself because I'm like, you didn't pray and ask God. You went to him and said, hey, bro, so this is what I want to do, and this is how I want to do it. Cool. All right, we done. That's what you did.
But you didn't listen for a response.
That's exactly what you did. Or, oh, Lord, I'm sorry. Or those that say, well, I prayed and I said, well, God, if you don't want me to do this, then just stop me. All right, good. We good. Yeah, that's not how that goes either. Sorry. Sir, ma'am. That's not how that goes. So, moving from being still in movement, now is being still in meditation.
Yes.
And 2 examples I have of that are what I use. First off, I start with prayer. And it's not prayer of asking God for anything. Unless something is just really, really heavy weighed on me, then I may go into that. After I go into that, then it's a lot of thanksgiving. Thanking him for what he's done in my life and the lives of others that I love. Thanking him for what I know he will do. And thanking him just for this present space. Then I go into praise. I usually have a song playing in the background. And to help clear my mind, I catch myself. When I catch myself, I try to sing the song, think of the words that I'm singing, really get into a worship mode. And it helps me to be quiet. I always start small. My intent is always I always say I give God at least 5 minutes. Those 5 minutes, depending on how the day is, can go from 5 to 10. I think the most has been 30. I think. I don't really be looking at the clock. But I want to say at least, it seemed like it was 30 minutes. But start small. Do not immediately go and say, I'm going to have 10 minutes of quiet time. Please, if you have to say, I'm going to have 3 minutes, start small. There's nothing wrong with that. The point is, God wants your time.
Yes.
He is not the one to put the time limit on it.
No.
He just simply asks for a moment of your time. So start small. And then usually if I find myself starting to get distracted by something or a thought or a task that comes to mind, I'll try to write it down so that I can come back to it later. That doesn't happen to me often. But once I get my mind focused on who I'm supposed to be speaking to, that's usually how it goes. I know a lot of people assume when we say be quiet, it literally means you don't hear anything. You can hear your own thoughts and still be focused.
Yes.
And he can still speak to you in those moments. And then you'll be able to know, okay, this is him speaking to me. So when you try and you don't hear like complete and utter silence and crickets, don't think, oh, I didn't do it right. No, the point is really to sit and be one, and there's a focus on him. So music is really the thing that helps me. Some people can just sit in silence. I need more so soaking music. And I want you guys to really Google what soaking music is. SOAKING. Soaking music. Or prophetic
music.
It is
Psalmist
actually
Rain.
called prophetic music. Yes, Psalmist Rain is an artist who is a prophetic worshiper herself, but there are others. There's jazz prophetic music, there's piano prophetic music, which I just call soaking music altogether. And the intent of the musicians are for moments like meditation and being quiet and being in God's presence. So listen to those. It did not help me until I started to listen to those. I couldn't listen to Mary or Ty Tribbett or any other artists. I needed those songs in particular because anything else, it's too wordy, and then my mind starts going everywhere. So I needed those specifically to help me be focused on who I'm trying to commune to. Sometimes even when it's like really hard and you just are really going through something, I will recite just a small mind clearing prayer, and it's just something that I create in the moment. It's not anything that I can even tell you what it is I say, because it varies. And sometimes I find myself repeating a certain word over and over and over again as I'm saying it, and it helps. But those are just some things that I know help me try to have that still moment with God.
And I know for me, likewise, for me, when I have the moments, there's moments where I don't want anything playing. Just because, and those usually are the crucial moments for me, when I literally don't want anything, any chatter to get in the way of what it is that he's trying to say to me. And once again, like T said, just build up to it and start small. And if you're one of those people that's still trying to figure out how to discern God's voice, being quiet for just 2 minutes, 3 minutes, the length of one song, and working your way up. You may not hear him the first time. It's okay. He just wants your time and your focus, so that way he can decloud everything else, get everything else out around you, so he can literally get to you. So don't be like, well, did I do it wrong? Like T said, or you didn't. And,
you didn't do it wrong.
It's like learning how to ride a bicycle. Get on. Constantly get on. It's not like this one-time thing you can do and you're like, oh, okay, I'm good. I heard everything I need to hear.
Yeah.
And stuff. You're going to be constantly going back. And once you get in his presence, y'all, that's the best place to be.
I found myself doing it sometimes washing dishes.
Y'all, Likewise.
Washing dishes. I most definitely do it. Washing dishes. And I guess the best way to describe it is focus. It's when you are working or doing something and you have a certain flow of a train of thought and you're just focused. Mm-hmm. That is exactly how it feels when you have that moment of stillness with God. You are focused. It's a laser focus on hearing, receiving what it is He wants to say. And sometimes it's not a whole list of things He wants you to do. I think my shortest time with Him was 5 minutes. He gave me 2 instructions to do, and He was like, I'm done. I'm finished. Sometimes He just wants to love on you because the process He's pulling you through is a lot.
Yes.
And He just really wants to love on you and rock you and let you know that He is here and that He loves you, and you will get through it. But the point is, you need those still moments, whether they're given with love or whether they're given with rebuke and instruction. They're needed. So use those things to try to help get your mind ready and focused. And like I said, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, slowness is the way to build that up. But it's needed. It is needed. Try every day. If you miss a day, I get it, but try every day. The point is to try. And those times where it hits you to do it, and then you go, well, I kind of don't want to, that's when you know you need to do it. Because God wouldn't be like, don't worry about it today. That's not. No. He's not going to do that. That immediately lets you know that's the enemy. Does not want you to get what it is you need to get, whatever it is He needs to give you. So always try to do it every day. So be still in thought, be still in motion, and then you'll be all right.
And then, of course, watch with expectancy, but also be prepared for unexpected answers. Okay? Because He does not work by our logic nor by our understanding. I'll tell anybody this all the time. He's very illogical by our means. If you read all through the Bible, He does things and you're like, why did you do that? Of all things, why did you do that? So look for Him expectantly, because He will talk to you. You're His child. And if He sees you drawing near to Him, He is definitely going to draw near to you.
Yes.
Okay, so He's going to talk to you. And I will tell anybody, usually when I know He's talking, I'm like, did you really mean to say that? Because that don't make... Yeah, you did. You meant to say that. Because I wouldn't have came up with that by no means. That just does not make sense to me. But okay, God. So then you know. You're not going crazy.
Yes.
That's a word of encouragement, guys, because you're going to feel like it. I've been there. T has been there.
Yes, no, you're not.
You're not going crazy. Okay? People are going to tell you hear voices. Someone tell me, so you hearing voices now. They can
am.
Yes.
I'm hearing voices. I sure am. The good thing is, it's the correct ones. I don't even try to make you feel better about what I'm experiencing because I don't care.
Yes, at the end of the day. And you shouldn't care either. But that's all I got, T. Anything?
Me too. No, that's it.
All right, guys. Well, until next time, we love you. We're praying for you. And we'll talk to you soon.
All right.